Good morning. It's the Scranton MMA show. This is Frank.
I'm Jess.
This is Tom.
And to be totally honest, we don't have a lot written down. I always have stuff written down for our talks, but I think we're just getting so good at this that
Yeah.
we'll only ever cover like 2 things that we actually write down, and then we just fly with it. So I hope I didn't just jinx us.
I think we are getting better at this. I think that's some of the like I listen to podcasts, not all the time, but
like
I
long trips.
try to listen to podcasts a couple times a week. And some of the best podcasts is when it's like more natural, flowing.
Yeah.
I think if you just want like information or bullet points, like we don't need.
Yeah.
It's like we could just
Make a
write
status.
it or do a quick video, and
Yeah.
it gets information out. But it lets you, I don't know. Like one of the things I know people like is it kind of feels like they get to know us.
Yeah.
You know, like people who are going to come and check out the plays or stuff like that, or maybe like they don't train with me or don't go to like one of your classes or something. So it kind of lets them know like what's up, what we're thinking about,
Yeah.
versus just like do judo, eat
Right.
good, lift heavy weights.
Yeah.
Like,
We say that
I'm
sometimes.
done. I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So first thing I have written down is it's cold, ... So it's September 10th. It's technically still summer,
Oh, that's right.
Is it when
Like
summer?
21st
Right,
or
yeah.
something like that usually is when fall starts. So, I mean, I woke up, my nose
Oh,
was
yeah.
stuffy, and just, I couldn't get out of bed. Oh, it was terrible. It was
I did
dark
play
in the
that.
house.
I did play this Stay Under the Covers game for a little too long.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous game, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, but it's so great. And then the cats are there.
I know later this week it's supposed to be in the 70s. This is probably like our first taste of fall
Yeah,
leading into winter. So there's a lot of negatives when it comes to cold weather, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about, the positives.
Yeah.
I personally, my best training time is during the cold weather.
Yeah.
I don't sweat at all. So, like, dehydration's never an issue with me during the winter time. Like,
It is for you in the summer, though.
Yeah.
Like, big time.
yeah, like,
I think for
in this-
everybody, especially this summer, it was bad.
yeah, it just seems so muggy because of the rain.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm looking forward to long sleeve rash guards,
Definitely.
training with hoodies on.
Yeah. You do your warm up in your hoodie.
Yeah.
Your hoodie becomes like a uniform, not like, you know, because I'm not doing fashion anyway.
No.
But like, I have all, like, so I'm like looking at all these hoodies, I'm like, all right, this is a good one to train in.
Yeah.
This is a good one just to warm up in.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like that, you know. That's still, oh no, not that one. The
The-
performance
yeah,
one is
performance.
by far my favorite.
Which we will be getting, probably next month we'll start getting designs. Maybe we'll open up the color combo to vote like last year.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't too happy about last year's colors, like
Black
black
again.
and red. Like,
I like it. But
it's okay.
we
I want-
voted, and it was great.
I want green. Like army green. Green with like white lettering. It's pretty fly.
I'd have to see an example. And
Um,
maybe not have a
I like the vote though.
If you have suggestions,
ideas or examples.
yeah.
That's what works for me.
Yeah. So I guess green is the only one on the table right now. So
Yeah,
Green's in the lead.
I liked your white hoodie idea.
Yellow?
I liked her white hoodie idea.
No, last year my idea was like light heather gray like that with white lettering.
That would be
I think
nice.
Tyler wanted white.
Well, I like Tyler's idea of white with black lettering, but
It's not bad, but like the sleeves and stuff get all dirty, you know? But, yeah. Cold weather, it's harder to wake up, but training in it,
oh yeah,
it is a lot better.
I love training in the colder weather. You do have to warm up longer.
Yeah. That's probably the only,
Yeah.
especially as like the transition happens, like if you don't warm up before your workouts or anything like that, like just get into that habit of like warming up, getting yourself ready. Even that's awesome though, because you go from like maybe cold or a little lazy or whatever it is to like warming up, and then you're like,
You feel it.
the switch.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, let's do this. Like, I love that. We're like sometimes in the summer, the warm up just like stinks. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, just sweating for no reason. I'm gonna sweat another 2 hours anyway.
Yeah.
What's the point? But like in the fall, you're like, all right, let's warm up. Like, let's get ready to train. Let's do this.
It's kind of cool.
It gets me like
Gets you
focused.
mentally prepped.
Yeah, you know, like, because whatever you were doing on the way here is like paused. Like, that's one of my favorite things about training anyway. Like if you had not so much good stuff happen, or you're stressed, or whatever, like you warm up and it's like pause. Like that's not going anywhere, but for the next hour, 2 hours, you're like just, your mind's free to just train, get better, try to throw Vito on his head. You know, it's important things going on you got to work for.
How many times do you think we've mentioned Vito in the podcast?
A lot.
We should like try to slip them all
We need
together.
like a counter,
Yeah.
a Vito counter. He showed me something.
It's like 95 percentile too.
Yeah, probably. It's like, he's like almost all the rounds I go with. He's like my reps, all that. But he busted out something really good last week, and it was like gripping. And if there's like one area in like judo that I think I'm like really good at, like coaching, teaching, breaking down, and even like doing myself against good people, like gripping's up there. It's like where we spent our most money, where we decided to travel, to learn all that stuff. And he showed something. I was like, ooh. He like learned to train with like this national guy like 2 weekends ago or something. And he's like, you gotta check this out. And what's cool about gripping is normally it's like a super small movement or really quick technique, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, or like if you want to
Just blows your
learn
mind.
a new type of submission or attack or setup, like you might not be able to like get it like that, but like a lot of gripping is like, oh, just do this. Okay, cool. And like I was doing it that night. Because it's like the other thing I love about fall is it starts getting me thinking about tournament season. Judo's definitely different than jiu-jitsu, where it's like now to like May
Okay.
is like in these months there's like 4 times the amount of tournaments that there are in like the summer. So like now it's like, all right, get like you got to polish everything up now. So the summer we like beat ourselves up, get in shape, get strong, get ready. But now it's like, so now you're gonna like compete, revise, compete, learn, adapt, compete. You know, it's just like a very repetitive process, but it'll build you up real quick if we compete like once a month. You know, for the next 7 months or so, it's like so much improvement. So
That's a good season. Ours goes from like April to
November, basically.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
have to like work through those summer months,
yeah,
which is kind of tough.
I don't exactly know how it started, but a lot of people said this summer was for like geared towards these like traveling and training camps and stuff like that. And we don't do a lot of those anymore. Like I'm not taking off for a week to go get beat up, but so we just do it here. Like our workouts during the summer are intense and goofy and all that. But now you're ready for a tournament where you might have like, you know, 6 5-minute matches or whatever, you
Yeah.
know, depending on your rank. And if you're not ready for that, like, let's show up.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to really get it now because you want to be able to do the thing where you like train or compete rather, learn, and then like build that back up. Or like see an opportunity you should be able to take advantage of, and you got to drill and rep that and get that into your game. If you're in the middle of tournament season trying to get ready just to make it through a tournament, you're missing out on a lot of things you can improve on that are going to be super applicable.
That's like the worst feeling when like you have a tournament in like a week. And I don't know, like I've done this to myself in the past where I try to like pick a takedown or something that I'm gonna work on before the tournament, and like I'm always trying to like cram in drilling sessions like right before, and sometimes it helps, but most of the time it doesn't. And just that feeling of being like unprepared, it just like sucks so much. So
Yeah. So what we try to do is we try to make sure the summer got us physically prepared, and now you just start this process where what you want to do is be like super tactical and strategic. So like, let's say I keep getting thrown by like left Uchimata, right, a left-handed player with like a big hippie leg throw. The first thing I'm going to do is work on defenses, grips, you know, blocks, cuts, what their setups are, and get myself better and better at that, you know, and then hopefully, you know, throughout the season that doesn't happen, but then maybe you look for like opportunities you can take advantage of. Like a big one in judo is people turtle up. And if you don't have like a go-to high percentage, like smash you up attack, you're just missing opportunities to win. So like get something going. Go from like having a 20% chance to like cracking the turtle, like getting a submission, to like 30, 40, 60%. So now you have like just all these extra wins coming to you. You know, it's not the time where like, for me, I don't do Uchimata. It's not good. But, so I'm not going to like spend as much time on it over the next few months. Like, it is what it is. I'd rather spend time on like, adding like opportunities and like eliminating like the threats that are out there. And there's a lot. I
Yeah.
work.
So many.
Yeah. That's why competing is awesome.
I like it.
So what are some of the things that you like about the cold weather? Training wise?
Training wise?
Oh, alright.
I
Just
have-
in general,
I have like other things.
Go ahead.
I like fall decor.
Oh,
So
geez.
as
Yeah.
of like Labor Day weekend, my porch was decorated for fall. I have hay bales, pumpkins, mums, a wreath. I still have more stuff that has to go up.
Looks like some robbed home goods at my house. And
I actually saw, I just touched my mic, I'm sorry, but I saw Rachel at, I think it was Michael's. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, that was the beginning. Frank salad.
I don't know if my beard keeps bumping into the mic.
Just clip it to your beard.
I feel like I'll feel it when I turn. Alright.
But yeah, I like decor. I like Halloween, but not like super. I feel like there's like different like Halloween genres. There's like gross, like bloody guts, whatever. I don't like that. There's like horror movie type scary Halloween, which is okay. Like I like scary movies. Frank doesn't though, so
I'm not a big scary movie
I don't
fan.
really get to like partake in like the scary side of Halloween.
Are you a scary movie fan?
No, not so much.
It does, there's no enjoyment
I
that
just-
I get out of it.
Some of them are really good.
I like more, if anything, like the creepy or suspenseful,
Like things
but like
that
the
could
cut your
actually
head off
happen.
or whatever. Like, yeah, like someone stuck in a motel room and getting hunted or whatever.
Yeah.
But not like the one where it's like, wait, why didn't you leave?
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, but
We
yeah.
saw one where this lady, she was, what, deaf?
Yeah, she was deaf.
And there's like someone like stalking her house and stuff, and there were certain things she did that I was just like, what are you
Didn't logically make sense.
Yeah.
You're like,
But I still, stuff like that is cool. Like someone trying to like break into your house.
Now I do like
That's scary.
Godzilla movies. Oh, the new Predator movie comes out this weekend. Let's get Scranton MMA trip there.
We should also go to Robus.
Robus is definitely.
Robus is definitely. We should get like the whole campsite,
Yeah.
big fire pit.
Yeah,
Do
marshmallows.
We could do it more than once too.
Okay,
Maybe we'll do it once in September, once in October.
get some pumpkins. But yeah,
Pumpkins.
that's what I like cutesy, fun Halloween fall adventures. You know, the colors and the breeze in the air. They don't care. I like it. If you
I
like fall,
the timing too, like
give me a
now,
heart emoji.
where you can have flip flops and a hoodie on. Like, that's a great.
I like leggings and flip flops. I know you guys don't really get that, but
Well, I'm gonna
That's like sweatpants,
I'm gonna
yeah.
switch this winter to joggers basically.
so Frank used to be in the winter. He would wear jeans with like pajama bottoms underneath
Yeah.
to keep warm. Which I think
But
is so
now
funny.
these joggers, they're like sweatpants, but they're not sweatpants. If you normally wear like normal sweatpants, you're just like, oh, that person gave up on the day. Where joggers, it's like, oh wow, it's fashionable, and it doesn't look like you gave up on the day. But at any point, I could go back in bed and sleep.
So you got that going on.
And it's warm too.
Yeah. That's why I wear leggings.
What do you
whenever-
think about the jogger craze?
So joggers sometimes remind me a little bit too much of skinny jeans, so I gotta
Understand
look at that.
Understand.
But I did, last year was the first time I like spent like a little extra money on sweatpants versus like the
Yeah.
Amazon choice.
Yeah, like the
$9.99,
champion, the
like,
champion
whatever.
sweatpants
Like,
when you were a kid.
They're just like black sweatpants. You're like, oh,
Here they
there,
are.
click, thank
Yeah.
you. But I bought Origin Maine. They're a cool company. They make good gis. I really want one of their gis.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
But
okay.
I bought their sweatpants because this guy said they're the most comfortable in the world.
Were they?
Again, I'm not the most. They were a lot better than my $12 sweatpants, I'll say that. And they're really, really nice. So I might grab another pair of those. I don't know about the jogger thing though.
I'm gonna go jogger. Full jogger this winter.
Like no jeans at all.
No jeans.
You could probably find joggers that look so much like pants. You could wear them in like a dressy like situation.
Men's jeggings.
Yeah, I wear leggings. Leggings, like a pair of black leggings. You wear them with like your moccasins and like a big t-shirt, and it's just like the most comfortable thing in the world. But then you put on like a nice shirt, a nice pair of shoes, whatever, and you're like dressed up. You don't even have to change your pants. So it's great. That's what I did this weekend. We went to, we saw Dane Cook this weekend.
It was funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was good.
It was
And
funny.
it was stuff that I had like never heard before either.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy about
Yeah, I
that.
hope he's not doing the same material from like
Yeah.
15 years ago. Or
And I
whatever.
was like, I got the tickets. And I was like, Frank, you can't listen to anything Dane Cook because I wanted it to be all new.
We listened to, I know you're not big on the comedy podcast, but Crab Shack or something like that. EJ put me up
Yeah.
on it. It's like a comedy podcast, and they got this one comedian on, Chris DiStefano. DiStefano. Yo, he's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just so funny.
He's like, are they Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like New York family. That's so funny. You should listen to it. Just him telling stories about his dad was just hilarious.
It's the greatest.
Yeah. But, I mean, I digress. Maybe we could find a link and put it in the comments. But it was pretty funny.
Let us know what podcasts are you all listening to. I'd be real curious about that.
I mean, I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Sometimes I get bored
Yeah,
with
some of his
music.
stuff
okay,
isn't
wrong.
that good though. Like the one with Elon Musk that we were talking about. Joe does a good job. It's just Elon talk.
Yeah.
So
We could
slow.
have sped that up a little bit.
I know.
Give him a couple more Mountain Dews instead of some wacky weed.
Yeah.
Get a little more info out of the guy.
But his
Just
stuff
didn't-
with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, he's
That one I
great.
Yeah.
There's two.
Like he
I
did
didn't-
one like a few days or
Very
maybe last week.
recently, yeah.
I'm just going through that one now.
Yeah,
He's
that's a
funny.
good one.
He's funny.
Yeah, because I get sick of like listening to music sometimes, and especially on like long drives. You know, you need something that's like mentally stimulating. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just can't find something that I like listening to. So if you have a podcast that's like funny and interesting,
I like
Put it in the
like
comments.
funny, and I also like interesting, like informative.
No one
Yeah.
you two should listen to. So I love the Jocko podcast
Yes.
all over the place. But if
Uh-oh.
you've never listened to him, at least listen to the one with him and Dean Lister. So Jocko is awesome. Navy SEAL, business leader, kind of motivational guy. But he's a black belt under Dean Lister. He's trained with him
Yeah.
forever, like since like the 90s. So he like I'm like, finally you freaking bring this guy on. But he like, it's Dean Lister telling all these cool old training, competition
This is
stories. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And Dean's the man also.
seems like a cool dude.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome. And like, so it's normally it's like Jocko and this guy Echo, like Jocko's a black belt, Echo's a brown belt. They both train under Dean. They competed a lot. They have like cool. Like my favorite part is when they bring the stories back to jiu-jitsu. Because normally they're talking about like war stories or like leadership things, stuff like that, which is cool. But when they start bringing it back to like jiu-jitsu, it's like awesome.
Yeah.
Like they're like jiu-jitsu guys, so it's cool. Like they do that a lot. So that's a good one to get into. Yeah. Sometimes I can't listen to 7 hours of music.
No.
No.
Like that's every favorite song I have like 6 times over.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
They're all Metallica.
it's just like I'm just done.
That's another thing when it comes to colder weather, is the music I listen to
It
changes.
changes, yeah.
I like listen to different music depending on the season, basically. And when it's cold, 90s rap all the time.
So I could this last year, maybe 5, I've never switched back over in the spring to like happier. For me, it used to be like punk or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. I think it's just always 90s rap. I don't listen to much else music except when I'm
Hip
here.
hop.
Hip hop.
But yeah,
I
that's
had
always a good one.
something else. I was
Hoodies
gonna
in
say.
general, I like hoodies.
In the fall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the holidays.
Oh my gosh. Thanksgiving. That's what I
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
is
before.
probably my favorite.
love Thanksgiving.
We go to my aunt's house and she
Yes.
is a fantastic cook. If she's listening,
Shout out Goms, we love you. You're the best.
she cooks a giant feast
Oh my
and it's just so good.
Nice.
It's so good. It's like 5 courses.
Mm-hmm.
It lasts like 5 hours.
It's great.
It is.
Yeah.
There's so much
they're just-
food, like.
And they're
it's
fun to be
ridiculous.
around.
Yeah.
Your whole family, so it's always a good day.
Mhm.
So do you want to get to the other
That
topic?
there's the whole other half of the show. I
See,
guess
we
it'll be.
told you we could
Yeah, we're
only
getting
write
pretty
down.
good. Because I'm not
things.
even done talking about the weather change.
Well, what do you want to talk about? Maybe.
No, I'm done. I
Okay.
was just.
You're okay.
At least this will be more training related.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do we expect from different ranks? So, like sometimes new people come in and they see like the different belt colors and they ask like, what do they mean and what do you have to know and like how do you get to the next rank and like I know judo has like a set.
Yeah, judo's a
stuff you
little
follow.
more regulated.
Yeah.
Might not be the best word.
I think.
But it's like not well, maybe standardized.
Oh, there you go.
That's really it. So like, especially like the way our judo club is, which is like a sport competition based club. For the most part, at every rank, you need to be beating people that rank or higher.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a simple way to put it. And like at each rank, you're supposed to beat X amount of people and things like that. So it's pretty straightforward, which is nice. And then there are like there's the technical aspect too. So at each rank, you're supposed to learn more throws, get better at the throws, learn more chokes, get better at the chokes, learn more arm bars, etc., etc. But generally speaking, it's like you're a green belt, you got to start beating green belts or brown belts. You're a brown belt, start beating brown belts and then black belts, and it just progresses like that. So that's the like requirement and like the way you advance in judo. So it's kind of cool and
Now,
simple.
you do all your judo promotions up to a certain rank in-house?
So up till your first brown belt, everything's done in-house. And then what I really like now is for brown belts and higher, they need to go compete at the Hudson promotionals. It's like a group of schools that are affiliated in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. And there are some powerhouse schools there. So like if you're a green belt beating their green belts and some brown belts and stuff like that, and brown belts, if you're a brown belt beating the other brown belts at that tournament, it basically is like a debate-proof promotion. You know what I mean? Like when we send, like say Phil, and he's beating their brown belts that are like 25-year-old maniacs trying to get their black belt and Phil beats on them. It's like, it's as legitimate as could ever be for like the sport and competition. So it makes it really, I like it. It's hard. It's definitely hard. I might say it might even be a little harder than like it was for me to get my black belt, but it's super legit, which is cool.
That is cool.
I definitely like that. What do you like tell people when they're like, how do I get my blue belt? How do I get my purple?
So, I don't do the promotions. We do promotions in-house as well for jiu-jitsu. Dom does the promotions because I'm not a black belt, but I've been with Dom for 11 years now, so like I kind of have an idea
You're on the
of
same
what.
page.
Yeah. So with blue belt, it's a lot of just knowing the basics, and the basics is a lot of the self-defense. It's a lot of just if somebody came off the street, would you be able to defend yourself in a fight, or like if they're on the mats, would you be able to beat them? You know what I mean? That's something I look for you going in the blue belt is if it's somebody's first day, how would you do against them? Maybe that's not totally everything what Dom judges. To me, that's something, if I had to pinpoint the number one thing, that would be it.
Yeah.
Purple belt is being able to teach, being able to explain and stuff, because in jiu-jitsu, a purple belt is an instructor rank.
Yeah.
So a lot of that comes with teaching. And then, to be honest with you, I don't really know about brown belt. I'm at that level, so it's tough to say, you know.
What goes into like getting your brown belt?
Yeah.
Well, why did I get mine?
I don't know. That would be something for Dom.
Was that a Dom
Yeah.
thing?
So yeah, you're saying that because like whatever, but it's like it's just that next progression, right?
Yeah.
So both of you.
I guess brown belt would be like being able to, if I could say like, being able to show your, because we each have our own style in jiu-jitsu and stuff,
Right.
being able to show that you are progressing to that style.
So, like in judo, we tell brown belts, no matter what, you should be able to teach a class. Like run it, keep people safe, and like show something. Maybe your favorite move, maybe a move someone else is working on and needs help. But you don't need everything, right? When you're like a black belt, it starts becoming like where you can run like say a month of classes. Maybe not a whole program yet. Like Vito is able to like conceptualize someone from like putting their white belt on to like becoming a black belt. But like that's Vito, that's like a super sensei. But like there's like a progression from like so if no one was going to be here tonight, like we played a trick on Phil, and like Phil shows up, like he better run a good class. Obviously, I know he could, but then like as he progresses towards someone behind me, as like he gets his other brown belts, as he gets his black belt, he should be able to like teach, guide people, understand like more of the system. So like Phil does Tayo, so if he just teaches his lessons around that, where it's like these are my setups, these are my grips. If Tayo doesn't work, I go to this. When they go to the mat, I have to do that, and then just rinse and repeat. And that could be like, 6 months worth of lessons right there. And it's only what he does, but you have to be able to like teach the system around what you do, not just be like, I don't know, bro, get my grip and throw. Like that's cool for a green belt, but as a brown belt and as you get to your black belt, you have to teach it more.
Yeah.
So, I think our brown belts here are able to like give that more detailed and like guided instruction.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm learning a move, if a blue belt gives me a tip, it's probably like put foot here, not there.
Yeah.
Pull more,
But there might not be that like deep understanding of.
yeah, like where the brown belts kind of know me or like can see me doing stuff and be like, all right, I get what you're trying to do, but instead do this and this is why. This is what's going to happen, and then you can do that.
I think for jiu-jitsu, that's definitely the purple belt rank here, is that. And like I said, with the brown belt, I'd like to see you developing your own like unique style of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So what about, because this comes up and it's one of my favorite things to start talking or joking about, because there's never going to be like consistency. It whether you think of like effectiveness, or let's just say like for self-defense, like at the different like ranks or progression, like what do you think the belt kind of signifies?
What do you mean?
So like a blue belt in like a street fight, or a blue belt gets jumped, and like the different things that could even mean, but like basically what's that outcome, expected outcome on average? Yeah, because it's like because there's like always people like, oh dude, I've done a week of jiu-jitsu, I'm invincible. Probably not unless you were like a collegiate wrestler, and now you just know a rear naked choke, like cool, you probably are pretty good to go. But for like an average person off the street, and there's a lot of ranges, like we have moms who train here, we have good athletes who train here, we got, no offense, non-athletes who are doing this sport, so I think it's really cool to watch the different path and progressions that those students make when it comes to just pure effectiveness. Like if I tried to beat them up.
So this is a street fight. It's not like they're going into UFC. So I think what a lot of people forget, because we're around people constantly that know how to fight, is that someone someone that hasn't trained in fighting knows nothing about fighting. So are we talking about that person?
Yeah, let's start there.
99% from blue belt and up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The 1% is like, if like, so like people in the NFL don't know how to fight, but they're just
I'd still rather not have them figure it out on me.
Yeah, they're extremely athletic, and they have a chance to hit you with
blindsided.
Yeah, just power.
Just
Just targeted.
Yeah. But that being said, like, if somebody doesn't know how to fight, so I'm not talking about if they're like, oh, I'm a Golden Gloves boxer, or I'm a world champion Muay Thai fighter, or I know jiu-jitsu or judo. Yeah, someone that knows nothing about fighting, or basically just I just get in fights at like a bar every once in a while. 99%. There's always that 1% where you could get hit, something can happen, you might slip. There's so many variables, like you might slip and knock yourself out by hitting your head off the table or something. Yeah. But 99%, blue belt and up.
Yeah.
And that's just me. Maybe it's...
well, we do a lot of self-defense here, if you compare it to like a sports school, or like the judo program. The judo program has, give or take, zero self-defense. Yeah. So it's a much different like gauge. Now a lot of our judo competitors very quickly do some jiu-jitsu to like round out, and they might not be getting the self-defense as much, but it's like a huge impact.
It's still those same concepts of like I love seeing how the basics in our 101 class, like basic self-defense stuff, and we just did the punch block series last week, like all that translates into advanced jiu-jitsu
you can have a whole game built on
MMA
basics.
And it's, I think the punch block series is like one of the best to show that, where like you could be just like basic self-defense guy, but you're also so like set up to be this like advanced player. Or vice versa. Like if you're a super advanced player and you understand those concepts, then you should be able to defend yourself.
Yeah, those people get that's like always the funniest ignorant thing I see people say, like, oh, you're a deep half guard player. Like, what would you do in a street fight? I'd close my guard, sweep you, and choke you.
Yeah.
It's like, I do deep half guard because it's against a good purple belt who knows how to pass close guard, and then he stands and it's like, again, people don't know what they're doing. So in guard, like,
most people
almost everyone's natural instinct just creates opportunities for someone in
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu. Like, that's it. Like, oh, I'm on top. Let me grab their neck. Like, the worst thing you could do. Like, let me wind up these big punches. Like, thank you. That's
Yeah.
exactly
Or
what
like
I
a
need
lot
to
of
do.
newbies, you'll see they just like plank in somebody's guard, and once
Yeah.
you
I
know
try not to even
jujitsu,
image that, so I don't ever
Yeah.
do it on accident.
Like once you know
Hypnotize myself.
jujitsu, you know that's terrible, and you can see when somebody new does sparring for the first time.
No.
Usually, somebody with 3 months of training just wipes the floor with them. You
The
know?
only thing that starts to make a difference there is like strength,
Yeah.
size, and athleticism. But like at that blue belt level, it starts to really not matter, especially on the mats. And then like, you know, you start thinking if like a blue belt's between like a year for a fast guy, or 2 years for like maybe a slower or training less or whatever, like us knowing all these situations and what happens and seeing them, like it is a very improbable thing for like a blue belt to get like beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might not necessarily mean that blue belt, because we have people from all walks of life train with us, and it might not necessarily mean that blue belt's going to punch somebody's face in, you know what I mean?
Put on like a submission clinic.
Yeah.
But as
But
far as
the-
like getting hurt,
Yeah. Very little doubt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that about myself. Like, I don't know if I was a brown belt yet, judo. I was probably still a green belt, but it was when I just started taking jujitsu. Like, I was like new and like had some experience where like judo was helping me, but it wasn't like 100% type of situation. Once I added jujitsu and like, you know, learned like horns of the bull at first, I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me just protect my face. And then like some of the basics in guard to protect yourself and quickly go offensive. That's when you're like, oh, wait a minute. Like, how am I going to get hurt?
Yeah.
You know, like, we joke in judo all the time, like, if you want to win a match, just don't get thrown. Like, you got to do that first. Don't get thrown, because that's you losing, and then figure out the winning. So in like jiu-jitsu, you know, like, there's all this stuff built in that just keeps you safe. So it's
Yeah.
like, what are you going to do in self-defense if, like, you know, like, especially we just went through like the punch block series, like, so some guy knocks you down.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then what? Like, then
Nothing.
what? You know, like, the only real thing that's going to happen from there is you might get stuck or stalled out, you know, people pick you up or whatever,
Yeah.
but most likely they're going to do something dumb
Mhm.
that makes it real easy to transition to a dominant situation.
And if it takes you like a little bit of time, I think sometimes like when we train, we have like, you know, 2-minute like quick drilling sessions or like 5-minute rounds. Like you try to get as much done as you can because you have that kind of like competitive mindset. But in self-defense, like if there are no other people around and you have someone big who's just trying to like, you know, go crazy, whatever, like you have time to make them tired and stall them
Yeah,
out. Like,
and honestly, somebody that doesn't train, it usually takes about 30 to 45 seconds.
For them to get tired,
What
yeah.
happens
Yeah.
is because of that, like they're so, like when I do self-defense, I explain this like the way we teach. Like kids, you know, we teach our kids to like take over and dominate the situation. Like, you're gonna push me in the chest, you say you wanna punch me in the face, alright, now I'm gonna just do horns of the bull, knock you down, get on top of you. In those 2 to 3 seconds, the whole bully's world just crumpled in on itself. They thought they were gonna grab this kid, make fun of him, take their lunch money, beat him up, whatever, and now there's like a kid on top of them who could pound their face. You don't teach them to do that, control, it's nice and easy. But the same thing happens in self-defense. Like, if some big dude goes to attack me, they're gonna be like, I got this little jerk.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen. And now, like, you're in guard, or you're like, whatever, setting something up, they start to realize all their fake mental, like, imagery is shot. And they will actually accelerate the pace at which they make mistakes at.
Yeah.
Not like the opposite, like, so if we were getting like beat up, maybe we're gonna just go super defensive. It's like an attacker just makes more and more mistakes faster and faster and faster and faster. So it's like, it actually becomes easier and easier after you handle the first 5 seconds of the fight.
Yep.
Because that's normally like the initial striking,
Yeah.
closing the distance, and maybe like the ground transition.
Mhm.
After that, like
It's easy.
They have no more weapons.
Yeah.
Like it's, yeah.
Like, let's just start on the ground. Let's just make life easier. You know, you don't have to throw any punches or anything. Like,
Civilized society.
yeah. It's just, it's crazy to think, because some people will, like, ask me, like, people from outside of here, like, how do you, like, you must be, like, uncomfortable being on the ground, and I'm like, I don't want to be on the ground. Like,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's,
I
you're
like
missing
it.
the point.
I don't like standing up. I don't like heights. I think 5'7" is like a little too tall
Too high up.
to fall from. So, I mean, I'll start on the ground.
But I think that's all the time we have for today, guys.
Mm-hmm.
40 minutes, 2 topics, not bad.
Not bad.
I don't
Lot
know.
of stuff.
Do you still upload these to iTunes? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching this on Facebook and you want to listen to us a little bit easier or more convenient, iTunes,
Spotify, Stitcher.
Spotify.
I don't even know all the podcasting things out there.
It's just under Scranton.
Scranton MMA.
MMA.
We're on the
Yeah.
YouTube as well.
Yeah,
We're on
YouTube's,
YouTube.
we're actually, I think we get most of our, well, probably Facebook, but then Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. See, I've been watching these podcasts. They plug all their stuff at the end, so I think that's what we should do.
Okay.
Google us, yo.
Follow us on Instagram at Scranton MMA. Follow Tom on Instagram at Tom.
Just Tom.
Yeah.
Just Tom, you'll find me.
It's like Scranton MMA Tom.
Look for my big bald head.
Yeah, built like a refrigerator. I like to give whoever, if you're listening to
We
this
should have
podcast-
screenshotted that and had that right
Yeah.
now.
Probably.
If you're listening to this podcast, that was a great burn. I appreciate that.
So funny.
Please keep them coming.
We'll keep making videos. You can keep making fun of me. Go for it.
I can't pull it up.
It's a good one.
But,
The internet's slow right now.
alright.
Yeah, keep questions coming. We didn't get to any questions today, really.
No.
No.
Well, each rank thing,
A lot of people ask.
there's like, that's like 50 questions into one. You
Yeah.
know, how do you get this and what does it mean? Yeah, train hard. Don't get beat up. You'll get
We need
promoted.
a cool catchphrase too at the end.
If you have catchphrases, put them below.
Yeah.
Sure.
Peace out.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
John.